कहते हैं जब जिंदगी की भागदौड़ से थक जाओ तो समुंदर के किनारे जरूर जाना। वहां लहरों के किनारे जिंदगी की हर परेशानी की दवा मिल जाएगी। Andamans is where the earth's secrets come alive. A place where the ocean kisses the sky and the islands stretch out like a painter's daydream. As we landed in Port Blair, the gateway to the Andamans, there was excitement in the air, a mix of curiosity and a little confusion. But as we stepped outside, the cool breeze from the sea welcomed us, and the city seemed to say, "Relax, you're on island time now." After a quick check-in, the team captain was all we needed to break the ice between us. Soon we knew what each of us likes, what drives us, and how excited we were for this adventure. Next, we headed out for our first adventure, a sunset at Chidiya Tapu. The drive there was full of chatter, everyone sharing their excitement and favorite travel hacks. By the time we arrived, the sky was already putting on its best show, splashing shades of orange and pink all over. We found our spots on the beach, shoes off, feet in the sand, and watched as the sun made a dramatic exit behind the horizon. Havelock Island, a place where you'll find one of the best sunsets of this planet. I mean, the sun setting in the sky with the hues of blue, red, and pink. It's just mythical. So, we quickly gathered and took a ferry to this beautiful island, and this ferry ride felt a little easy. People knew people, and by now, there were nicknames too. After a quick check-in, we rushed to see the sun, the ocean, and the white sands do their magic. The moment we hit the beach, we were in awe. The sand was soft, the water clearer than we had ever seen, and the vibe was pure joy. Some of us splashed around in water, while others claimed the best spots on the beach just to chill. As the day came to a close, we gathered to watch the sunset. We were all quiet, each lost in our own thoughts. The sky turned into a masterpiece of colors, and for a few minutes, it felt like the world had stopped just for us. It was a perfect end to a perfect day, and we all knew it. Ever had one of those mornings where you wake up feeling like कि आज कुछ तो अलग vibe है, and it came true? Today was that day. Waking up early was no more a daunting task. I mean, who could miss a chance to do scuba diving? And it was pure bliss. Beneath the surface, everything moves with grace. The fish weave through the coral, the light filters down in rippling patterns, and it all feels timeless. It's a reminder of the delicate beauty that exists outside our busy lives, waiting patiently to be noticed. After talking to marine life, we were off to the Elephant Beach on a speedboat for yet another adventure, the water sports. Just the boat ride there was enough to make you fall in love with the ocean all over again. I mean, how often do you get to ride a boat on water so blue it looked like it's been photoshopped? We returned to the beach, slightly tanned but grinning like kids. It's funny how a day spent mostly underwater can make you feel so grounded. Today, we bid farewell to Havelock and sailed over to Neil Island. The ferry ride was surprisingly calming, like the sea was gently rocking us into a state of pure bliss. By now, inside jokes had started to form, and we were more like a group of friends on a spontaneous adventure than a tour group. Our first destination was the Natural Bridge, an extraordinary rock formation sculpted by nature's patient hands. As we stood there, looking at the coral bridge against the backdrop of the vast ocean, it felt like a reminder of how powerful and resilient nature can be, yet so delicate at the same time. We spent the afternoon at Bharatpur beach, relaxing on the shore and soaking up the sun like lizards on a warm rock. By this time, we were in a full island mode, sunglasses on, sandals off, and cameras ready. Then we headed to Lakshmanpur beach and enjoyed its beauty, with its soft sands and gentle waves, cherishing these unforgettable moments with friends and the island's magic surrounding us. We woke up with that bittersweet feeling, excited for what's next, but already missing the island vibes. After one last leisurely breakfast, we headed to the jetty. Neil Island had been a gracious host, and as we sailed back to Port Blair, we couldn't help but think, do we really have to leave? We then traveled to the beautiful Ross Island, an island where there was no civilization, except for some ruins of the British-era buildings made by Indian prisoners that are still present, textured by thick roots that take us back to an era long gone yet still remembered. The man caves, the old church, the deers in the streets, the birds, the overgrown buildings, and grim history associated with this place gives out a unique vibe that can't be found anywhere else in Andaman. The evening took a more serious turn as we visited the cellular jail for the sound and light show. The stories of bravery and resilience echoed through the amphitheater, and there wasn't a dry eye by the end of it. It was a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit. Our last day in the Andamans, we could feel the mix of emotions in the air. Excitement for what's next, gratitude for the journey, and a little sadness that it was coming to an end. We took one last look around, the familiar sights now holding memories we cherish forever. The drive to the airport was filled with laughter and "wo yaad hai na jab" stories. We exchanged promises of future trips and high fives, already planning our next adventure. And as we took off, leaving behind the islands but carrying a little bit of magic with us, we knew this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come.
This trip has been amazing.
This was a great experience that I had. This was basically my first community trip.
I loved all the beaches and every little place and activity we did.
The location, the hotels and every facility was great.
I'm not a traveler, but after this trip, I have become one. I want to travel more.
This was a perfect balance of adventurous activities and relaxation.
Neil Island specifically was very, very beautiful.
I think this trip will be like a game changer for you.
Now I will travel more with community trip. I'm very happy and thanks to Wanderon for making this a success.
And I definitely will recommend Wanderon. I travel with Wanderon a lot. I make my friends do that as well.
I recommend it to everybody.
Thumbs up to this trip.